I have two GoPro cameras here using the GoPro Labs firmware, and one of the benefits of that firmware is that you can do timecode time sync using QR codes. So I have a Hero10 black here and a Hero11, and I guess the goal in this video is to test out how accurate it is, see if there's any time drift, and then also show a workflow for importing this all into Premiere and getting things to line up quickly and easily. Okay, so let's get started. First thing you need to do is install the GoPro Labs firmware, which is just like any other firmware update, but doing the manual process. And I'll put a link in the description to the files, to the website. And then you also need to go to this GoPro Precision Date and Time website that I'll put in the description as well. What you want to do is make sure the time zone is set up right for you. Make sure the proper date and time is below. And then all you have to do is show this QR code to each camera. And now they should be in sync. So what I'm gonna do is start recording a sample on each one, and then over the next half hour, I'll do different clips from different cameras. I did record an overnight test to see if it changes throughout a 10-hour period. I just haven't looked at that yet, so I'll import that, show how to align everything in Premiere, and see how accurate it is. And I'm gonna throw in a third camera here in the mix because when I go kayak fishing, I'm gonna be using the Insta360 X3 on loop mode to capture everything and not miss anything. And I usually have one of the GoPros on loop mode facing me, and then I have another GoPro that is only turned on when I press the button on it to capture video also. So in Premiere, I'm lining up video from 3 different cameras, and so far I haven't been able to use this yet, but if this works out good, this will be a much better way to do this and align things quickly. So let me get this turned on. Figure what I'll do is get a baseline video on each camera, and we'll see how out of sync things are right from the start. I gotta let the X3 catch up here. It wasn't turned on already. All right, let me do sound sample. This will let us see how far off they are right from the start. And then over the next half hour, I'll do different clips from different cameras, either all at the same time or one or the other or 2 of them. And then I'll come back to Premiere, show how to align them, and we'll see how far off the timing gets. Okay, we're here in Premiere, and this is a pretty clean, fresh install because it just did an update, and I see it looks pretty refreshed. So what you need to do first is create a bin for each camera in your project here. So we've got a Hero10, and right click, new bin, Hero11. I gotta say up front here, the X3 files I can tell already are off, so I'm not going to include those. Supposedly the X3 camera is supposed to sync when you connect it to the phone app, and it obviously didn't because it's way off. So you want to click on the folder you want to import files into. Go to Media Browser, your project, Hero10, to import these. Choose folder for Hero11 and import those. So we have 2 bins, one for each camera. Next thing we need to do is label the files. And we do that by opening each folder. And actually, if you have a fresh install, you're gonna have to go to Window and Metadata. And you're also not going to have what you need by default. So you're gonna have to click the hamburger and go to Metadata Display, search for camera label, and check that off. So now with all your files selected, you can search up here for camera label. It should appear here, and you can do Hero10 for the Hero10 files. I would choose each file after and just kind of make sure it actually copied over. We can go back to our project, open up bin for Hero11, highlight all the files, we'll do Hero11 in the camera label. Double check a few files. So now we have 2 bins. one for each camera. You could have more cameras, it doesn't matter. You want to select all of your bins, right click, go to create multi-camera source sequence. And what you want to do here is set it by time code, and you want to create a single multicam source sequence that is has camera label as the track assignments. And then I like to uncheck the move source clips to process clips bin, but that part is optional, and hit OK. And you now have a sequence here that you can right click and open in timeline. And you're probably going to notice right off the bat that anything beyond the first channel will be muted, so you need to right click it, go to track output, and assign it. So let's see how far off we were right at the start. It doesn't look like it's off by much, but you can get a stopwatch here.
This is how far off they are right at the start.
So it's about 0.14 seconds off at the beginning. That's easy enough in most cases. You can right click the files and go to synchronize. As long as there's some peaks, it should work with that. When you're using loop mode on the GoPros, it does 1 minute increment files, which makes it a little harder to get the synchronization feature to work in Premiere. Let's see, but at least they're aligned together with gaps in between, so you know they go together, you just got to get them aligned. So that's at 8:40, so then 8:45, this is 5 minutes later. Let's see if the drift has grown or shrunk. It looks like it's grown. Let me get a stopwatch here. That was a way bigger gap than I expected, so I missed it. So 5 minutes in, we're at a 1.33 second, give or take, time drift. Let's see, next one is at 8:50, so this is about 10 minutes in. Now we're at 1.32 seconds. I got another clip here that's based on, I kept one camera going and then did a second clip on one of them. So on that one, it's 1.39 seconds off. And then this is, let's see, 15 minutes in, it looks like it shrunk. Yeah, now we're back down to about what we were at the start there. About 0.1 seconds. Looks like these might be right perfectly aligned. Not too bad there. 8:40 to 9, so this is like 23 minutes later. That's about 0.93 seconds off. And here is about an hour in, it looks like. So let's see. .93 seconds again. And then the last one here. Oh, sorry, that one was not as far as I thought. That's 9:09, not 9:50. So that's about 30 minutes in. And then here's another one about 40 minutes in. And we're down to 0.34 seconds. So I guess it's not so much time drift as it is just, I don't know, things getting out of sync and then coming back. So I'm going to, oh, actually it's worth mentioning too, I also did this overnight, and I did kind of cheat and look at that one ahead of time here. And that one had a similar thing where even right off the bat, right after first syncing it, it was already that, 0.3 or 0.4 seconds off. But in the morning, it was almost off by the same amount of time. So I guess it's not so much drift as it is just inaccurate, but it's close enough, I think, to do what I need to do. So I'm gonna start using this when I fish. I'm gonna try and get my Insta360 X3 to actually get the right time, because then I think it'll still be close enough to be able to manually sync in here. But that is how this feature works. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or if you have any thoughts on why mine is so inaccurate, I guess. It's not within a frame like GoPro stated. It's not drifting a frame, it's drifting a whole second in and out. And part of that might be that I'm using a Hero10 and a Hero11 black. So maybe somebody who has two of the same camera can try this and let me know in the comments how it worked out for you. But thank you for watching.